Hey, this is Reviews and Other Stuff, and today I'll be reviewing the new movie Barbarian. This is a new horror suspense thriller and stars Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. The film is directed by Zach Kreger, whom also wrote the screenplay. This is a non spoiler review, so everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local theater. I'll be as vague as possible. The basic premise, and as seen in the trailer, Tess, played by Georgina Campbell, arrives at her Airbnb rental and finds that Keith, played by Bill Skarsgård, is already living there. Out of the kindness of his heart, he invites her to come in and stay the night since it's raining outside so they can deal with this mix up and clear the air. I'm going to get right to the point. I really enjoyed this film in all its crazy, sick, twisted ways. I wonder what that says about me. Okay? Okay. I remember seeing the trailer and I knew I was going to watch this film. I kept reminding myself to check out that film about the Airbnb renters, and I remember thinking, oh wow, that's so interesting. A horror suspense film with Airbnb as a plot device. So I'm going to get right to the point. My first pro is the way the trailer was crafted. This thing was well edited to give you just enough to get you intrigued without giving anything away. I love that it starts off as some possible romance and then completely turns into something else. The trailer was crafted in such a way, I think, to throw audiences off to thinking it's a romance turned horror, but could possibly be something else altogether based on the images and dialogue towards the end of the trailer. I think no matter how hard you try, you just won't be able to figure out what the twist and reveal is. Second, I like the performances a lot in this film. Everyone is fantastic. Tess is fantastic, and she pulled off an American accent so well. She's really sweet and likable, and reminds me of someone that can be your very best friend, and you can just tell her anything. Just confide in her about all your problems. And I didn't even realize this was Lita Zod from the TV show Krypton. It didn't dawn on me till halfway through the film, and I kept asking myself, like, where have I seen her before? And why are all the Brits so good at pulling off an American accent? Next is Bill Skarsgård. He's excellent as well. It was nice to see him play a different role because he's probably most famous for playing Pennywise from the movie It. And I really enjoyed their interactions with one another. I thought their conversations and scenes together were great. I also like that the film establishes right away the setup of uneasiness and who you can trust and who you can't. I like that no matter what's going on in the film, everyone can sense tension building and nothing is as it seems. There's just something brewing in the background waiting to explode. Fourth, there's also one character that shows up in the second act, and this person was clearly here for comedic relief. I don't want to give anything away, but if this person was directed to show up on set every day and be an asshole, then they did their job and exceeded. A 12 out of 10 for this person. Fifth, I also like that the film, like any other film, has a beginning, middle, and end, but the way the director structured it, it felt like almost three separate contained stories or individual pieces that can function as its own individual film and story because they felt so different, yet when mashed together, it just fit. It was cohesive and served a purpose and didn't feel unbalanced in any way. It never felt disjointed. Next, the director does an amazing job here. Like everything is so well thought out and executed. Everything was so specifically placed in this film for a reason. Like nothing was wasted. Everything was so meticulously done. Next, the music and score in this film is spot on. There's a specific track that gets played every time something crazy is about to happen or a reveal of some sorts, and it just adds to the intensity and uneasiness that is already happening on screen. Now, my last is this is not a pro or a con, but there is a certain level of suspension of disbelief that has to take place when watching this film. It has to be raised to a level 15. I don't think it hurts the film in any way, but if you sit down and try to make sense of specific things in this film, you'll end up driving yourself nuts and going down this endless black hole. So this brings me to my final thoughts because I have no cons for this film. And my final thoughts is this film gets a solid high 9 out of 10 from me. It is definitely worth checking out at your local theater while it's still available. I thought this film was well directed, well acted. The director did a great job at creating tension and suspense. The film takes its time to build things up between Tess and Keith before the actual reveal happens, and there are minimal jump scares here and there that are used effectively. I never felt the director was using jump scares because that is the only trick he had up his sleeve. He used it when it needed to be used. This movie will leave you on the edge of your seat, guessing in anticipation and clinging to your seat. Now, I'm not a horror expert, but this film is inventive and unique, and it held my attention throughout, and I just never got bored. I kept sitting there waiting for the big reveal and twist, and it delivered. If you're into horror, suspense thrillers, or just entertaining films in general, this is a big green light for me to check this out. I think horror fans are having a great 2022 because Scream 5 was amazing, The Black Phone was another good one, and now this. So we're just so blessed to have such well crafted horror films being released one after another. And this is one of the few films this year where it made me want to go back and see it again and again. Like, I've seen it 3 times already, and I think everyone I know, I've told them about this film and I urge that they go out and see it. And this film totally deserves bigger box office success. Definitely support your local theater and smaller films and check this one out. It's a total winner. And I can't wait to see what this director does next. Send them some love and check this movie out. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, please subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button and feel free to share this with your friends. I try to make a video once a week if I can. Thanks so much, and thanks for checking out my review. Leave your comments below on whether you like the film or not, and I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.